Dealing with toxic people can be challenging, but Stoicism offers powerful tools for handling these situations with grace, self-control, and wisdom. Here are 30 clever ways to deal with toxic people, inspired by Stoic principles. Number 1, recognize what you can control. It's important to focus on what you can control in your life. Often, we spend too much time stressing over the actions or behaviors of others, which we have no influence over. Instead, we should shift our focus to what we can control: our own responses, thoughts, and actions. When someone behaves negatively or when things don't go as planned, we can't change those external factors. However, we can always control how we respond. Whether it's taking a deep breath before reacting or choosing a calm approach, the way we respond to situations shapes our peace and emotional well-being. Number 2, detach emotionally. Another key strategy is learning how to emotionally detach from toxic situations and people. Detachment doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. It means protecting your inner peace by not allowing others' behaviors to disturb your emotional state. When you emotionally detach, you free yourself from being controlled by the negativity or actions of others. You can still engage with them, but their behavior no longer dictates how you feel. This creates a sense of calm and stability, no matter what's happening around you. Number 3, practice the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is the principle that separates things you can control from things you cannot. This concept is rooted in Stoic philosophy, and it's a crucial step toward a more peaceful mindset. You can control your actions, your thoughts, and how you respond to situations. But there are many things beyond your control, like how others behave, external circumstances, or the results of certain situations. By understanding the difference, you free yourself from unnecessary frustration. When you focus your energy on what you can change and accept what you cannot, you gain a greater sense of peace and clarity. To put this into practice, take a moment each day to reflect on the challenges you're facing. Ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is yes, take action. If it's beyond your control, practice acceptance and move forward without stress. By following these 3 strategies, focusing on what you can control, detaching emotionally from negativity, and practicing the dichotomy of control, you can create a life of peace and resilience. When you stop trying to control everything around you and instead focus on mastering how you respond to life's challenges, you will experience a greater sense of freedom and inner calm. Number 4, set boundaries. One of the most important steps to protect your mental and emotional health is learning to set boundaries. Boundaries are not about pushing people away, they are about protecting your energy and creating space for peace. It's okay to say no when something doesn't align with your well-being, and you don't have to feel guilty for doing so. Setting clear boundaries allows you to maintain control over what you accept in your life and what you don't. Whether it's limiting your time with negative people or saying no to things that drain you, being firm about your boundaries is crucial for your emotional health. Number 5, be the observer. Instead of becoming emotionally entangled in other people's drama or negativity, try to be the observer. Take a step back and detach from the situation. Watch the behavior without judgment or involvement. This allows you to view the situation more objectively and prevents you from getting caught up in the emotional chaos. By observing rather than reacting, you maintain your peace and clarity. You don't have to participate in every conflict or get drawn into every emotional whirlwind. Simply observing helps you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters to you. Number 6, don't take things personally. It's essential to remember that other people's behavior is a reflection of them, not you. When someone acts out or is rude, it often has more to do with their own struggles or insecurities than it does with you. This mindset can help you avoid taking things personally and allow you to respond with more understanding and less emotional investment. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Their actions are about them, not you, and by not taking it personally, you free yourself from unnecessary pain and frustration." Number 7, respond, don't react. Instead of reacting impulsively when someone provokes you, make a conscious effort to respond thoughtfully. When faced with a trigger, take a moment to breathe and choose a measured response. Reacting out of impulse or emotion often leads to regret and escalates the situation. By pausing and considering your response, you give yourself the space to act with intention. Responding calmly and rationally not only helps diffuse potential conflict, but it also ensures you maintain control over your emotional state. Number 8, reflect on your own actions. Whenever you find yourself in a tense situation, use the negativity around you as an opportunity for self-reflection. Instead of solely focusing on how the other person is behaving, ask yourself, am I contributing to the conflict in any way? This reflection can reveal how your own actions, words, or reactions might be fueling the situation. By acknowledging your own role, even if it's small, you gain a greater understanding of yourself and your interactions. This introspection allows you to make adjustments and avoid escalating the situation. Number 9, let go of expectations. Finally, one of the most liberating things you can do is let go of expectations, especially when it comes to toxic people. Expecting them to change can lead to continuous frustration because we can't control other people's behavior. Instead, accept them as they are. You don't have to agree with them or condone their actions, but accepting their nature allows you to release the hold that frustration might have on you. If necessary, distance yourself from these individuals to preserve your peace. By managing your expectations, you protect yourself from the constant cycle of disappointment. Number 10, focus on your inner virtue. Focus on cultivating your inner virtues like patience, kindness, and temperance. These are the qualities that truly define your character. Toxic people cannot rob you of your inner strength unless you allow them to. By focusing on developing and embodying these virtues, you create a shield of emotional resilience that protects you from external negativity. Remember, your virtues are yours to cultivate and hold dear. No matter how challenging the external world may be, you have the power to choose how you embody these positive qualities. Number 11, embrace Stoic indifference. One of the most powerful tools to protect your peace is learning to embrace Stoic indifference. This doesn't mean being apathetic, but rather training yourself to become indifferent to the approval or disapproval of others. By shifting your focus away from seeking validation or fearing criticism, you reduce the power that toxic people have over you. When you stop letting others' opinions dictate your self-worth, you become more immune to their negativity. You no longer need their approval to feel good about yourself. Number 12, adopt a long-term perspective. Toxic behavior and negative people can seem overwhelming in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, they are fleeting. By adopting a long-term perspective, you remind yourself that the opinions and behaviors of toxic people don't define your path. Keep your focus on the bigger picture, on your long-term goals, your personal growth, and your values. In the grand scheme of life, today's challenges are temporary, and your journey is much bigger than any one person's negativity. By keeping your eye on your ultimate vision, you preserve your mental clarity and avoid getting bogged down by small, temporary issues. Number 13. Be assertive, not aggressive. Finally, it's crucial to be assertive, not aggressive. When communicating your boundaries or expressing your needs, do so firmly but calmly. Avoid falling into the trap of reacting aggressively to toxic behavior. Being assertive means standing up for yourself and your needs while maintaining respect for others. It's about speaking your truth without raising your voice or resorting to aggression. This approach helps you maintain your integrity and avoid escalating conflicts. By being assertive, you not only protect your own peace, but you also set a standard for how you expect to be treated. Number 14. Limit your time with them. One of the most powerful things you can do when dealing with toxic individuals is to limit the amount of time you spend with them. This is essential for your emotional well-being. Toxic people tend to be energy vampires, draining you mentally and emotionally with every interaction. It's not about being rude or confrontational. It's simply about setting boundaries for the sake of your mental health. When you reduce your exposure to toxic behavior, you give yourself the space to heal and recharge. Make a conscious effort to cut back on interactions, especially in situations where you know that toxic behavior will arise. You don't have to engage in every conversation or every social event they invite you to. Protecting your time and your energy should always be a priority. Number 15, use their negativity as a mirror. Toxic people often behave in ways that reflect certain weaknesses or insecurities in themselves. But what if you could turn their negativity into an opportunity for self-growth? Instead of absorbing their negative energy, try to use their behavior as a mirror. It's not always easy, but toxic individuals can sometimes highlight areas in our own lives that need attention. Maybe their criticism triggers something within you that you haven't fully dealt with. Maybe their constant complaining reminds you of something you need to work on in your own life. When you recognize their behavior as a reflection of your own potential areas for improvement, you can approach the situation from a place of growth. This doesn't mean you accept their toxic behavior. It means you use it as a chance to become a stronger and more self-aware person. Number 16, practice empathy without enabling. Empathy is a beautiful quality, and it's important to practice it even with toxic individuals. They may be struggling with their own issues, and understanding their pain can help you approach the situation with compassion. But there's a fine line between empathy and enabling harmful behavior. Empathizing with someone's struggles doesn't mean tolerating abuse or accepting toxicity. You can help where you can, offering support or guidance, but always remember to protect your own peace. You are not obligated to accept mistreatment just because someone is going through a tough time. It's essential to offer empathy while still holding firm boundaries. If someone is constantly draining you or behaving in ways that are detrimental to your well-being, it's okay to step back and take care of yourself first. Number 17, avoid power struggles. Toxic people often thrive on conflict and power struggles. They may try to manipulate situations or push your buttons just to create chaos and make themselves feel more in control. But engaging in these power struggles is never the answer. When you find yourself caught in a toxic person's drama or power games, the best response is often to disengage. Don't let yourself get drawn into their conflicts. You don't need to prove yourself or win every argument. Sometimes, walking away is the most powerful move you can make. By refusing to engage in these power struggles, you're protecting yourself from the toxicity and taking control of the situation. You can still maintain your dignity and peace without playing into their manipulative games. Number 18. Focus on what you can learn. Every encounter with toxic people offers a chance for growth. Instead of focusing on the frustration or anger you may feel, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Is there a valuable lesson to be learned about your own boundaries, emotional triggers, or how to handle stress? Each toxic encounter is an opportunity to build your resilience and emotional intelligence. By shifting your focus to what you can learn from these situations, you can use adversity to strengthen yourself. Number 19. Use humor to diffuse tension. Sometimes when you're dealing with a toxic person, things can get tense. In these situations, humor can be a powerful tool to diffuse negativity and shift the energy of the interaction. Now, this doesn't mean making jokes at their expense or being sarcastic. That could escalate the situation. Instead, try light humor that makes the situation feel less serious. A well-timed laugh can ease tension, bring a sense of calm, and even disrupt the negative patterns toxic people often try to create. Just make sure your humor doesn't come off as passive-aggressive. Keep it light, kind, and focused on diffusing the energy, not adding to it. Number 20. Remember, they are a source of stress for a reason. Toxic people create stress, both for themselves and for others, because they often lack self-control and emotional regulation. This is key to understanding why they behave the way they do. They aren't acting out of nowhere. They are often acting from a place of unresolved pain or frustration. Understanding this can help you avoid internalizing their negativity. You don't need to carry the stress they bring into your life. Recognize that their behavior is a result of their inability to manage their own emotions, and let that realization help you detach from their drama. Number 21. Visualize your ideal reaction. Before facing a toxic person, take a moment to visualize how you'd ideally like to respond. Whether you're about to have a difficult conversation or you anticipate a stressful encounter, take some time to prepare mentally and emotionally. Visualizing your ideal reaction allows you to stay composed and in control. Even when the situation becomes tense, it helps you approach the interaction with a clear mind and a calm demeanor, rather than reacting impulsively. By doing this, you prepare yourself to respond with grace, no matter what the toxic person throws your way. Number 22. Seek peace, not approval. When dealing with toxic people, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to please them. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, adjusting your behavior to avoid conflict, or seeking their approval to feel validated. However, your primary goal should not be to please them. It should be to maintain your own peace and integrity. Toxic individuals thrive on manipulation, control, and creating chaos, often feeding off your reactions. The more you try to make them happy or meet their demands, the more you lose touch with your own well-being. Instead of seeking approval, focus on nurturing your own sense of inner peace. Set boundaries and prioritize your mental and emotional health. This shift in focus will not only reduce their power over you, but also allow you to maintain control over your own life. You don't owe anyone your peace of mind, especially not someone who drains you. Find your strength in letting go of the need for external validation. When you stop trying to please toxic people, you'll reclaim your personal power and start building a life that aligns with your true values and goals. Ultimately, the only approval that matters is your own. Number 23. Cultivate gratitude. In a world filled with negativity, it's essential to actively seek out what you are grateful for. Focusing on gratitude can completely transform your mindset. Instead of being consumed by the toxic energy around you, redirect your attention to the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude is a powerful tool for emotional resilience. When you focus on the good, it shifts your energy and prevents toxic people from having the power to upset your emotional balance. It's easy to get caught up in the drama and negativity, but practicing gratitude brings you back to a place of balance and appreciation for what you have. Whether it's the support of loved ones, your health, or the simple joys of everyday life. Acknowledging these things grounds you and helps you maintain perspective. In moments of stress or frustration with toxic individuals, take a deep breath and remind yourself of the things you're grateful for. This mindset shift helps you keep your emotions in check and avoid getting pulled into the negativity they try to stir. Number 24. Use silence as a tool. In many situations, the best response is no response at all. When dealing with toxic people, silence can be more powerful than words. Oftentimes, toxic individuals thrive on arguments, conflict, and drama. Engaging with them can lead to unnecessary stress and frustration. But silence, especially when used strategically, can be a game changer. If you find yourself in a conversation where you feel provoked or trapped in a toxic cycle, choosing silence can be incredibly powerful. Sometimes, not reacting to their words can send a stronger message than any counter-argument. Silence allows you to step back, regain control, and avoid getting emotionally entangled in their negativity. There's also strength in silence because it shows you're not easily manipulated or pulled into their drama. It gives you the space to think clearly, protect your energy, and maintain your boundaries without escalating the situation. Silence is not weakness, it's a tool for preserving your peace and maintaining control over your responses. Number 25. Avoid gossiping about them. When you're dealing with toxic people, it's tempting to vent about them to others. You might feel the urge to share your frustrations or seek validation from friends and family. However, gossiping about toxic individuals only keeps you tethered to their negativity and drama. Talking about them with others doesn't change the situation or help you grow. It just keeps you stuck in a loop of negativity. While venting may provide temporary relief, it ultimately prolongs the emotional charge that toxic people bring into your life. Instead, focus on your own growth and well-being. Channel that energy into something productive or positive, whether it's pursuing a hobby, learning something new, or nurturing your relationships with supportive people. By avoiding gossip, you protect your energy and create space for positivity in your life. This allows you to move forward without letting the toxic person have a continued presence in your mental and emotional space. Let others grow in their own way, just as you are choosing to grow and thrive despite the challenges posed by toxic individuals. In conclusion, dealing with toxic people requires a strong sense of self-awareness and emotional resilience. By seeking peace instead of approval, Cultivating gratitude, using silence as a tool, and avoiding gossip, you can protect your peace, maintain your integrity, and continue growing in a healthy, positive direction. Let go of the need to engage in drama and take charge of your own narrative. Your peace of mind is priceless, and it's worth every effort to preserve it. Number 26. Remember, you are not alone. When you're dealing with toxic people, it can often feel like you're fighting an uphill battle, like you're facing it all on your own. But here's a powerful reminder: you are not alone. There are countless individuals who have gone through similar struggles. Many have faced toxic people in their lives, whether in personal relationships, at work, or in other settings, and they've successfully navigated those challenges. So don't hesitate to reach out for support. Seek advice from trusted friends, mentors, or even online communities that understand what you're going through. You might find someone who has been exactly where you are, and their insight could help you cope with or overcome these situations. You don't have to shoulder the burden of dealing with toxicity by yourself. There are people who are more than willing to lend a hand or simply offer an understanding ear. Number 27. Forgive, but don't forget. Forgiveness is an important concept in Stoicism, but it's important to understand that forgiveness does not mean condoning bad behavior. It's not about saying that what the toxic person did was okay, or that you should allow them to hurt you again. Instead, Stoicism teaches that forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the heavy burden of resentment. Holding on to that anger or bitterness only harms you in the long run, keeping you trapped in negativity. When you forgive, you let go of the power that toxic people have over your emotions. But don't forget the lesson. Use the experience to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Remember what you've learned from the situation so you can protect yourself in the future and avoid falling into the same traps. Forgiveness is about your peace of mind, not about absolving others of their wrongdoings. Number 28. Use Stoic readings for inspiration. Sometimes, when you're in the midst of dealing with a toxic person, it can feel like you're lost in a storm, trying to find your way out. One way to guide yourself through this emotional turbulence is by turning to Stoic philosophy. The teachings of great Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca offer timeless wisdom that can help you navigate challenges with grace and strength. Reading their works can provide comfort, clarity, and direction, especially when facing toxic individuals. Their words remind you that your peace of mind is under your control, and that external circumstances, like dealing with a difficult person, don't have to dictate your inner state. So whenever you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or defeated, dive into some Stoic texts. They can serve as a powerful source of inspiration and motivation. Number 29. Stay focused on your own journey. One of the most crucial aspects of dealing with toxic people is remembering that you are the captain of your own ship. Focus on your personal growth and the goals that are important to you. Toxic individuals may try to sidetrack you, drag you into their drama, or make you feel as though you are failing in some way, but don't let them. Stay anchored in your own path. Toxic people thrive on chaos, and they'll try to pull you into their world of negativity. But in the end, your journey is yours alone. Don't let anyone derail the progress you're making in your life. Whether it's your career, your personal goals, or your emotional well-being, keep your eyes on the prize. The more you focus on your own journey, the less power toxic people will have over you. Number 30. Let go of the need to win. In a world that often values winning at all costs, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. Not everything in life is a battle to be won. Sometimes, the best course of action, when dealing with a toxic person, is to simply walk away. The need to prove something, to win the argument or confrontation, can often drag you down to their level. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from maintaining our integrity, not from defeating others. If you find yourself in a situation where engaging with a toxic person will only lead to further frustration or harm, consider the Stoic approach. Step away with your dignity intact. It's not about surrendering, it's about choosing peace over pointless conflict. Sometimes, the best decision is to remove yourself from the situation and protect your mental and emotional well-being. By applying these Stoic principles, you can transform the way you handle toxic people in your life. The goal isn't to change them or fix their behavior. That's not in your control. What you can control is how you respond. With the right mindset, you can maintain your peace of mind regardless of the chaos around you. Embrace these Stoic practices, and you'll not only be able to handle toxic people more effectively, but you'll also become a more resilient, calm, and wise individual in the process.